I'm starting to realize, though, using this Joe Mixon is just like Lamar Jackson in real life. It's a running back trying to play quarterback.
Warning. This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness.
Violin.
If you could describe how you became like a sports influencer, personality, you know, growing up from like a small town in Kansas, you said.
Yeah. So for me, I was always involved in sports throughout my life. My family was very involved. There's not a ton to do. So I grew up on a farm. I one time had 3 kids in my graduating in my class, and then it moved up to 12 kids. A lot of times people in my area just actually move back to the hometown. They don't like go to other places, many other things. A lot of times people don't go to college. Of course, I went to college at Kansas State, and there I was very active within sports and different things like that. And it was kind of when I got out of college, my path journey was either to go into sports or to go into some other field. And here was my challenge. So I was paying for school completely by myself. I got some scholarships that were great, but I was working throughout college, all that, and also paying just for a living, everything. So when I graduated, I took more on the path of getting a high paying job to pay off my student loans. And then I was like, okay, screw it. I'm now going to follow my dream into sports. And so I just started just posting like sports skits. That's kind of what I started off with doing. More so of that, because people were always like, man, because I was really goofy, like I had a really goofy personality. People were like, you need to just like start on TikTok. And I was like, nah, I won't. They're like, no, you need to. So it took a long time. And so I've been on TikTok for over 2 years. And I'll tell you, like, wow, my first year and a half starting off was challenging. Oh my goodness. Like, I talk about starting from nothing. Like, it was literally a challenge, like constant grinding, everything like that. So I passionately, I put 3 to 4 videos, work on that a day. And just kept up doing that. And I was working part-time jobs. I was babysitting dogs. I was coaching soccer. I was doing Instacart. I was doing freelance digital marketing, like all of these like random side gigs just to like help. And then I've kind of now just have been able to build a brand, build a platform. So now I have different companies that will work with me. And I'm now working with an agency as well that helps me. And so now I'm able to go to some different like NBA events, NFL events. I'm good friends with a lot of the NFL teams. And just, it all really just started on social media, and it's been just the consistency of working on it. So that's how I got it.
And then how did your family take it when you told me what you wanted to do, and how did they were they supportive, and how was your supporting cast?
Yeah, so not gonna lie, I honestly don't think my parents fully understand what I'm doing to this day. My dad's a farmer, my mom's a teacher. My dad, like, literally, I am surprised if he knows the internet. He finally got Snapchat and he like never uses it. Like, he'll use like one camera amount. So they're super excited. Like, when I tell them that, like, I interviewed Dr. J, I interviewed Bill Walton, they were just like super excited, and they're like, whoa, that's awesome. And so they're super supportive now. But at the time, they consistently were like, so are you going to get a real job yet? Are you going to get a real job? Are you going to get a real job? And that was kind of what it was for a while, because I would say that my siblings are all like very, very successful individuals in their career. So I kind of had that pressure going forward. But for me, it was more of the like, yes, just watch. Like, I believe in myself. I want you all to be able to believe in me too. But yeah, so it took them some convincing, a lot of convincing.
Okay.
I feel like now they're finally grasping like what I do, which is awesome. Okay,
cool. And then, what are some of the things, you talked about them a little bit, what are some of like the doors that, this job for you has like opened up, and how you've been able to come on good terms with like NFL teams? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah. So different doors that have opened up for me. So of course, NFL teams, and all of that has kind of opened up by me creating content about their team, them commenting, and then follow, then they'll hop on my lives, and then like I'll just build like friendships. Like now, like Blue and Victor, the Viking, and I like DM. So those are mascots. But of course, like we DM back and forth. So you'll see Victor the Viking is on every single live that I'm on. And Blue typically is on like every other live because they're like my good friends right now. So I'll be collabing with this upcoming season, but it was all just like building content and not really being super pushy towards it, because here's the thing, I would never actually tag them myself. And then I had people, you need to tag them in your videos. And I was like, oh, didn't know that. So now I'm getting better on that. But it would be that, and also like other brands, like I've done things with AT&T and Sonic, and kind of how that is they told me that they reached out to me because my page seemed like more professional. And so I think when they're looking for people, it's also important to not only have your own brand, your own style, everything, but also to present yourself in a manner that you would want. I don't know, like if you're a brand, you just think of being someone that is attractable for a brand is more of what I'm getting. So like you want to present yourself in a good manner is kind of what I've learned. So I dances and things like that, like I've just kind of been like, nope. I'm typically always wearing a sweater in my videos. Like, I've tried to be like very professional because I want people to be able to like take me like seriously. Like I don't want to make the industry based off of something else. Like I want to make the industry based off like my knowledge is what I'm going after.
Okay. And then what's a normal day look like for you now?
Yeah, normal day. Pretty busy, to be fair with you. I have a ton of different messages, emails, DMs, different people reaching out to do different content ideas. So, for example, I'll give you a schedule of like March Madness. So for me, during March Madness, I was working with Degree, I was working with DirecTV, and I was working with AT&T. So AT&T actually sent me out to the tournament. Degree wanted me to create content for them, and DirecTV wanted me to create content for them. So those were 3 different brands that I was working with in a time frame of like 2 weeks. So my schedule was very busy. So typically day to day, I wake up early. I kind of research what I want to make content on. I try to look for stories that aren't just like your typical stories, like something that you actually have to search more for, because there's a lot of times when I see stuff like breaking news, it's like, well, everybody already knows that. So like I want to dig more into it. Yeah, show a different side.
Like open-ended questions.
Yeah. So that's typically what I try to answer. And then I do a live pretty late. And then I just kind of close up, work on some last minute emails, everything like that. So
okay.
And then I try to work out too.
Oh.
Gotta add that in there.
Yes, that is important. And how do you actually go about making the videos? You start with the research, film yourself with the background. Like, how exactly do you go about doing it?
Yeah. So I use, of course, TikTok to make videos, but I do the research. Then I use my iPad to create graphics. So that's typically when I go in. Every single video I had is kind of how they're all designed. They're all designed in the same manner, how they have like a screen overlay. So I use my iPad right here to just create everything. And sometimes I'll use my Mac, like if I'm making a different video, because I typically will try to edit videos. So if I get videos online, I always edit it in some way. So that way it's not just the like original, whether that's taking out words to make it shorter, whether it's zooming in more, just adding something, a different angle to the video. I always try to do that. Sometimes if the video is really short, you really can't, because it's like there's no purpose to completely change it. But yeah, so I do it all on that. Then I make the video on TikTok.
What would you say to hopeful creators or
Yeah, yeah. So kind of how you talked about finding how you said you were like Jordan's the go and like things like that, like finding something that's different and sticking to it.
Mm,
And of course, consistency plays into that, but it's really finding your niche on TikTok
okay.
is and that's what's so hard because I mean for me that's I swear I was stuck at 18,000 for so long, like 18,000 followers. Like I think I was stuck at 18,000 followers for I think 8 months. Not even kidding you. And then
Wow.
it finally, I was to the point where I was like, okay, obviously, like this is not working. Like I
Hmm.
need, it's just like continuously like not giving up. People will be so cruel on TikTok. Like people are cruel to me 24/7. I have this troll that continues to make accounts and be incredibly rude. And that's just people that are jealous of your success. And so if you believe in yourself and you know that you're going to succeed, you'll get far. You'll get far. And don't let anybody tell you different. I think that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. So
Your favorite like topics to debate
yeah,
or
yeah.
discuss?
Yeah. Some of my thoughts. So, first off, I'm interested to see how the AFC West plays out. I think that could be
Yes.
very interesting. As a Chiefs fan myself, which is, I don't know, I'm excited. I feel like a lot of people like to hate on the Chiefs because of the Tyreek Hill trade. They're like, wow, they're going to be trashed now, which in reality, they aren't. But everyone likes to think they are.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious to see how the Packers, I know you're obviously a Packers fan.
Yeah.
I'm curious how the NFC North plays out as well. I think that could be very interesting. I'm curious who you guys are going to get as your wide receiver one because Sammy Watkins is not that guy. Not that guy.
Yeah.
I
He'll
loved
have,
him with the Chiefs. He just doesn't play all the games. He's
yeah.
realistically missing 5 to 6 games.
Yeah. And he'll have 350 yards like week 1 and 2, and then like 13 the rest of the season.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's kind of been his trend.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go live on TikTok,
Yeah. I just pretty much let the comments dictate what I'm talking about, which I would say sometimes is very difficult because there's things that I am very knowledgeable about for that
mhm,
day, but then people will ask about other things that I may not have done that much research into, which happens 24/7 because I'm creating
yeah.
content that's only for the NFL. I'm creating content for the MLB. I'm creating like
Mhm,
wrestling, boxing, NBA. And so people will consistently ask about that. And I try to be honest, or I'm just like, yeah, because I'm not going to speak on something I didn't do a ton of knowledge in. Like
mhm,
you can ask me about anything really NFL, I got you covered. But there's a lot of things. NBA, I have a pretty good grasp on, but college basketball was more of my thing. I had a very, very strong grasp in college basketball. So yeah, I just pretty much let the people in the chat dictate it. That's kind of how I go by it. And I try to be super lively and energetic because I've been on plenty of lives where there's been people just in just not really like paying attention to the comments. They're just like doing their own thing and not even like
mhm.
looking at the comments. And I'm just like, hi.
Yeah.
Like on the other end, it's like, how you doing? So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
So you're a Chiefs fan, obviously. Your history with the Chiefs. Got to ask about that.
Yes, of course. So born and raised, again, I know technically Kansas City Chiefs, their stadium is not located in Kansas.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I get that all
Donald
the
Trump
time.
made that mistake when he congratulated them a couple
Yeah,
years ago. I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Because I tell people all the time, I said I'm born and raised in Kansas. They're like, well, that doesn't mean you're a Chiefs fan. I'm like, just so but that's just always been my family's team. Like that's my dad's
Mhm,
team, that was his parents' team, generations. That's always been the team. And I remember growing up, it was like everyone kind of around me you were either Broncos fans or you were Rams fans. Like you weren't Chiefs fans because we were awful. Like we were so bad. And just so irrelevant for so long that it finally just took a while for us to get good and everything. I mean, honestly, we got relevant when Alex Smith came in, and then of course
mhm.
Patrick Mahomes just kind of changed it to a whole new level. So I've always just been a huge fan. Like I have plenty of pictures. I've shared them on TikTok before because kind of when I started, on TikTok, everyone was like, wow, she's just a bandwagon. So I showed plenty of pictures on my TikTok page, me as a kid in Chiefs gear at games, all that stuff, because I was like, and now I don't even let it phase me anymore because I'm like, it's whatever. But yeah, so I'm just like big into Kansas City teams. Those are all my teams, as well as I'm a big fan of all like Kansas teams. So yeah, that's kind of how I stand. Big Midwestern Kansas pride.
I got you.
Who in the NFL do you think has the best gritty?
Oh, that's a good one, Cole. For me, it's Justin Jefferson. I think I have him. Yes, look, woo! See, up right there. You see number 18? Yeah.
There he is. That is right there.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good answer.
Yeah. Are you a
I wouldn't have been upset if you said Jamar Chase. I wouldn't have been upset by that either. But yeah.
As long as they ain't Mac Jones.
Justin Jefferson, all the way. Yeah. No one can beat him.
Who was your favorite Chiefs player growing up as a kid?
Ooh, Tony Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very much so. Big fan of him. I have him right there, right under Justin Jefferson. Yeah, big fan.
Who are your favorite Chiefs? Like not current. Who are your favorite like non-current Chiefs right now? Like when you're growing up or whatever, past Chiefs that and some of them that people might not even know, but just that you liked or whatever.
Yeah. So for one, I also really like Trent Green. He was our quarterback. He was kind of the guy that I feel like did not get enough appreciation because now everyone was always like, oh, Patrick Mahomes. And it's like Trent Green actually did a ton for us that people don't really respect fully. So big, huge fan of his. Tamba Hali, huge fan of
Tamba Hali.
I have a couple of different jerseys. Those would probably be like the top two that I wish would get more appreciation because of course there's a lot that definitely do, and there's some that have kind of flown under radar. But yeah, those are probably like the top two that I wish people would give them some more respect.